we did our time. We paid our dues.
Yes, absolutely. So if we end on time today, look at us starting on time today, pretty much.
The planets are aligning, Deej. Planets are aligning.
Or misaligning, because if they're aligned, we're never on time. So what the heck is that all about?
Well, quite. Yes. But no, I don't mind starting on time. Again, let me begin, if I may, Deej, with my standard apologies. As I was just saying to you, and will say to the assembled congregation that gathered here today.
Yeah.
So yes, I've been on call the last 2 days. It's been incredibly busy, and with calls and attendances, I've had about 7 hours sleep in the last 48, and it may be less than that. That's broken 7 hours, not entirely. Yeah. And so I'm absolutely shattered. The energy drink, because we're not advertising anyone, the energy drink is going to be much needed this evening. And so apologies if you hear snoring. It's me again. Someone just shout, I'll wake up.
Yeah.
And also if you hear yawning, no one take it personally, because it's going to be there at some point.
Yeah. If you hear yawning, I don't know if they have a yawn button. It's like a cough button, but a yawn button.
Yeah. Oh man,
it's like that's on me. If you start yawning, that's on me.
No,
it's like I'm not entertaining enough for you.
No, man, you always entertain. It's where when you start thinking about it, you can't stop it. And as soon as you start thinking about I can't yawn,
right?
Then you start. Then that's it. Now I heard something. There we go.
It's like laughing at a funeral.
Straight off topic. There's the Irish thing again, isn't it?
Yep.
So tell me. So I once read. See, tired already.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah. Now in Japan, okay. Again, someone tell me if I'm wrong. I might be, but anyway, in Japan, it's the height of rudeness to yawn in public, and they take it really personally and really seriously. And what I had heard was that in order to stop that, Japanese people will lick their lips, and that apparently stifles the yawn. Now, that hasn't really worked for me in the years, but I've certainly given the wrong impression to magistrates. But licking your lips.
I could have used that information when I was a little kid. Remember? Do you remember as a little kid, like, or at least for me, it was like if your parents saw you yawning and it was like right around bedtime, and you'd try to hold it in. And you ever watch a little kid try to hold in a yawn? It's like, I mean, adults aren't much better at it, but watching a little kid that's just like contorting their face. But instead, if you told a little kid, that would actually be a funny thing to tell a little kid, because maybe it doesn't work or not, but it's like you can see a little kid sitting there, it's about bedtime, and he's like
like a little gecko.
Yeah, exactly, licking his lips. Oh God.
But yeah, so it's been a couple of days, but anyway, I'm very glad to be here. As I said to Todd earlier, and in a message just saying, I'm glad to get to the show to decompress, because it's been not only has it been tiring, it's been pretty stressful as well. A number of very serious, very nasty jobs. So it's nice to just kind of be amongst friends and talk home theatre. That's so very cool.
I don't know if I've asked you this in the past, privately or even on the show, but I'm about to ask it now. With what you've experienced, and you've told me quite a bit of what you do experience that you can't tell on the show. A lot of people would hear that and say, like, wow, that's got to be tough to make it, like, to look at real life. And it's like, it makes it hard when you go home, and it's like, but I'm coming at it from a different perspective. Does it make you appreciative of things in life? Like when you see the chaos and you see how people are, and then you see like how disturbed these people can be and are, and then better than most that these people, they're not normal, and you know what I mean? And to me, the most disturbing would be when you're handling somebody that is a normal person, just in a bad circumstance, in a wrong place, wrong time. That's the one I would go home and be like, oh, that could have been me. Right. Yeah. Whereas if you got somebody that's a little off kilter, it's not I know you're a defense attorney, but it's not a defense of that. But at the same time, you can go home and go, all right, that's not a normal person that just did that.
Yeah. And well, the answer is both. I've had both. I've come home from dealing with really unfortunate and unpleasant situations. And there are certainly some where, and again, I won't give details. Believe you me, no one wants the details. All right, that I'll tell you. But certainly there have been times when I've come back and then thought, aren't I lucky? There, but for the grace of God, go I, and isn't this, what a different world I operate in than these other people. And I'm fortunate that I can dip a toe into that world to see into it, but not have to live in it.
Yeah.
So I've certainly come home regularly and thought I'm a lucky guy. Yes. But also I think the other side to it though is it makes you hyper vigilant as to in certain situations when you're in certain places. You're always wary of certain things because it's very common. I'll go somewhere and be like, yep, okay, I remember that happened there, and oh look, I remember that CCTV camera there, and I remember, and then that can be visited unfortunately on other people. So you're like, look, watch out for this, watch out for that, don't do this, don't do that, because of course, again, you've seen that other world. And you can't turn a blind eye to it. Now, it's not unique to lawyers. Of course, police officers are the same. Social workers will be the same. It's the reality of we operate in these different worlds. This is kind of how I process it. So we, one world is our normal day to day. That's us as our family lives and our friends and that kind of thing. And then there is this other world in which, unfortunately, people inhabit, whether they like it or not. And that's a world you only want to visit. It's not a world you want to live in. No. And obviously there are degrees of it. Some of it's easier than others. I've dealt with some, and I would say in 26 years of attending police stations and courts and everything else, and tens of thousands of clients and interviews, there's only probably 2 times that I could think of now. And again, I won't give details. Believe you me, it's bright side. No one wants to know. Right? But I can genuinely say there's only 2 occasions where I've come home and felt like shaken. If that, not PTSD, because I wouldn't want to belittle that, but genuinely where I've been shaken, that I've dealt with something so serious or so unfortunate and so unpleasant that it's come home with me. Only twice in 26 years. So I count that as a win. But it's definitely not everybody by any means. There are many people that do this job that very quickly burn out, can't carry on, and that goes for prosecutors, defense lawyers, police officers that can't compartmentalize, can't separate work from home. And if you can't do that, then you really do need to do something else for your own sake, not for anybody else's. But luckily for me, it's not often, and we deal with it with humor. And in the past 4 years or so, I've dealt with it with this show. So again, this is part of the decompression.
Is that what you recommend to your colleagues now? Like, get yourself
everyone get yourself a home theater show
podcast.
Well, we've talked about it before, haven't we? About the show, but also the theater room. I mean, again, Todd and Paul Hurt and I were talking. Nearly this time last week. In fact, no, actually, this time last week, we're talking about because Todd said to me, "How do you kind of see so many movies? How is it you see them with the work you do?" And I said, well, because this is my decompression. And when I'm on call, this is how I rationalize it. I escape into this world, another world, the movie world this time. And that's my stress relief. That's my enjoyment. It's my fun time. And then I get to come on here and talk about it. Yeah. So it's beyond this hobby, which we have in this interest, and it becomes its own type of therapy. And that's thanks to you, because you had this idea and you invite me in and we talk about it, and it's awesome. And I think a lot of people out there are very similar, with or without a podcast.
I think, and we've talked about this on the show with numerous people through the Takeover Tuesdays and stuff, and that and I think you and I have talked about just the idea of home theater and the idea of us doing what we do. Before I had a podcast, before podcasts existed, people that would, the type of person that was like, okay, so we have a happy experience. And I've always said that there's probably a dark side to that too. For every bright, there's an equal and opposite, dark. And why do we enjoy to go into seclusion? Why do we? And, we all have different experiences and why we do that. And people will look at you and be like, that's weird. Why do you have a man cave? Why do you need to do that? How can you do that? That's weird. And other people handle things differently than, everybody handles things differently. So, but yeah, it's very interesting. It's like, if you went into the psychology behind everything, it's like, it's crazy. But I think we do, when we do take over Tuesdays with people, you find a lot of similarities and stuff, both positives and negatives, things that people have experienced, like yourself, and like you deal with. And it's like, you got to get home and get into that theater and just lose your mind in there, and not lose your mind, but
Oh no, I've been in there
lose your
sometimes and
mind.
it's not worked, and I've really lost my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
And
but
my
yeah.
ability to speak cleanly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no, but and I know it does come around, doesn't it? This is a common topic with us. We
Yeah.
do talk about this, but I think it's a really good thing. I think it's a
Yeah.
positive thing, and it is something which it feels recent in terms of kind of that people would talk about this kind of thing publicly. But I genuinely think there is merit in it over and above this. Check out the size of my screen and look how loud this thing goes, and feel that bass.
Yeah.
It's actually more than that. I mean, do you know what, Deej? It's almost all about the experiences.
Yes, exactly.
It's
like,
do you want to just quickly check the chat, Deej? Just
yeah,
last comment. Yeah.
So
Go on. So anyway, I think it's a really positive thing. That's it. Good man. And there's a first.
Yeah.
So there we go. It's all positive.
Yeah. All positive.
Yay.
All positive. I could have. There was a incident last week. Could have used you on.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'll tell you about it later.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, right.
Could have used you
okay.
on one. Yeah.
What, during
Yeah,
Thursday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I found out
Alrighty.
about it afterwards. And
sorry,
went,
man. Right,
went through, and I'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
Tell you about it later.
That last week, by the way, and I know. Who was it? Was it Dom? Yeah. So Dom said that like Thursday's show was great. I know you started it. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool. And again, I apologies to everybody for me getting called away so quickly. It was again one of those nights. But what was funny is the plan had been, wasn't it, 90 minutes, kind of, 70 minutes, in fact, wasn't it? And you and I were sort of thinking, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
I finished at the police station, and I got back literally just as you were finishing.
Oh, really? Oh, you
Yeah,
should've jumped
literally
in.
came in, sat down. It was like, oh, done. Right, okay. So yeah, it was. But great show, very very cool.
Yeah,
and
everybody was great about it too. Joel, John, Joe, and Andre.
Jonah, Job.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeremiah.
Everybody was great, and I mean, you've got. And we knew this going in, right? We were talking about, you have these, expert minds, enthusiastic, passionate minds, and to have them all on at once. I mean, everybody has to work together, right? And it's like, and the respect that everybody had that day is just because everybody could go on about this for 2 hours. Right. And for everybody to get their points in and do all that. I thought, it was a lot of fun. And it was, I mean, I got emails and people saying how great it was and, thank you and this and that. And it was like, and it was a lot of fun, but it is daunting, right? Because you just, you're looking at it and you're like, how do you manage this room? How do you talk to these people? And give everybody equal time and give everybody an opportunity when everybody every single one of them could just take over the room.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but also what I found is, and of course, some of these guys we know really well, like John Thompson, we know really well. And anyone watching the opening bit, a bit of inside baseball, but anyone watching the opening bit will see that I'm taking the mickey out of John and having some fun with him because I know him.
Yeah.
Whereas with Joel, it's like, Joel, you talk. Joel, you go.
Joel,
because we don't know him well enough to be able to kind of, take the mickey, which is with John, I can.
Yeah. And exactly. And Joel was great. Joel was so good. But I can't wait to have him back and really delve into some stuff with him. But yeah, that it's doing well for us too. It's the YouTube's numbers are up almost 700, something like that, between the two channels, which is great for us. So, that's good. People are interested. People are watching. So.
Oh yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, very good. Well, Dom says did an amazing job.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Forward to the next one. Yeah, man, it was good.
Yep.
Alrighty, right. Shall we kick the tires, light the fires, and
let's get into it. And we get into it. And we're more of a relaxed show today. Last week was just so. It's like, I mean, look, it's so relaxed. I even know where the open is and everything. 3, 2, 1.
We are Brightside Gear.
Hey, home theater nerds, welcome to the Brightside Home Theater Podcast, the multi-award-winning giving and receiving home theater podcast. It's all about the experiences, the sights,
the sounds,
the scenes.
Nice. There we go. That felt good.
Oh,
yeah. And we're in. And
Oof,
we are.
Yes. Jumping back in. The water is warm.
Oh. Oh, geez. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, no, I know. Could be an interesting one, Deej.
That's what comes with exposure,
notoriety. Yeah, sorry, I meant to zip that up before we started. Apologies.
It's a chill in the room.
Yeah. Oh yes, it's that time of year. Alrighty. So great. Yeah, good fun last week. All kinds of fun.
Oh yeah.
And again, bodes well for the future. And absolutely, Joel. Yeah, we could talk to him forever, as I said. I think, or he could talk to us forever. Either. But yeah, a very very interesting chat. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I mean, last week's show, our regular show, a day late, but went over. It's like we went more than a half hour over. We had just so much to get to last week. It's like this week, I just feel like, I mean, we have still have a lot of stuff to get to, but I just feel like after last week, I just feel like it just feels relaxed. And I almost feel like, because it's so relaxed, I feel like it's disappointing. Like I'm usually, because normally you come in with so ramped up, it's like I can't wait to get it. It's like,
yes, it's nice. Very very cool, and just good to be back. Good to be back. 2 seconds. Wait, sorry, I'm trying to.
What are you
type and talk?
It's okay. You can talk and type at the same time.
Nope.
Trust me, I know that isn't easy. It's like trying to operate some stuff while.
Just 2 seconds. Yeah, so okay, no worries.
I'm sorry.
Right. So no, that's okay. Because again, just have a little look at your text each. Just because there's only so much we can do here, otherwise it's going to overtake us. All right.
Okay.
Just make sure you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to get sidetracked, and it's going to keep going. I suspect.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
Right, cool. Okay.
It seems to be
so.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to respond to each one.
Oh God. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, let me say hi to everyone else in the chat. And then we'll let's see how we get on. So
let's get to the chat.
The regulars.
The regulars.
Regulars. Dom was first in. So hi to Dom. So bonsoir, Dom.
What's up?
We went to see a bonsoir. He said that went to see They Will Kill You in a premium theater with Atmos. I really want to see it, Dom, but I think I'm going to end up waiting for home video. It looks great. The trailer looked amazing. It's a horror comedy, Deej. Don't know if you've heard about it. It looks really, really good.
It's a comedy. Okay.
Yeah, it's a horror comedy. It's kind of it's very over the top. A mixture of sort of John Wick and Friday the 13th.
Neither of which are comedies.
No, indeed, but it's a mixture of those, and it makes you laugh.
It's like a mixture. A little bit. Yeah, a little
okay,
bit.
well,
I don't
true.
think they're setting out for like, getting
not a
a
lot
laugh.
of not a lot of yucks. Yeah, I get that.
No, it's serious
Yeah,
cinema.
well, quite serious humor.
Serious humor.
So and Rach is in as well. So hey, Rach, and Steve At
Yeah,
said went
right.
to see Project Hail Mary in a Dolby Cinema.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. Good man. Right, nice. All right, good. We've got old school kung fu films in. Say, looking forward to seeing a stream of Fire and Ash. When is that out, by the way? It's
Now
soon, isn't it? Is it out now? Is it?
I have it for today.
Oh, okay. What? So Kaleidoscape, but is it on Disney
Kaleidoscape.
Plus?
So typically, if it drops streaming, it's on Kaleidoscape. So it's streaming
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
So
all right,
that's
well,
why he's saying he's like looking forward to
I
it.
haven't
So
seen
it is
it yet.
streaming.
Right.
It's,
okay.
Yeah, it should be. Let
Okay.
me look. I'll look at
Yeah, I have not seen that yet. I'd not a bit of it. So that would be cool, right? That might be worth even buying maybe in digital. I know it's been sort of announced for physical in April, I think, something like that. Maybe in May. So Michael Piantados is in as well. Hey, Mike. Talking about 10 Cloverfield Lane, saying, has anyone seen it? Oh, yes, I have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't I talk about that recently? Did I?
You talked about Cloverfield, didn't you? Not
Oh,
10
Cloverfield. Okay.
Yeah, I've got the 2-pack 4K set of that.
Yeah.
Both in Atmos, both very nice. Mike, yeah, good choice, that one. Holger's in. Hi, Holger. Blind Guy's in. Deej. Good man. Well done. Excellent.
There we go.
Just so everyone knows it's an in-joke. No one get offended.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah, get offended. Beth's in as well. Hey, Beth. Beth saying hi, everyone. Hey, good to see you. Haven't seen you for a bit, Beth. Yeah, hey, Beth. Yeah, that's it. There we go. That's it. And then we've got Captain AC3 says, dang, I'm late. Howdy, y'all. No, sorry, Captain. You can't take that away from John. John does the y'all better than anyone I know. And is still one of my highlights on the show. In all the time we're doing it, I was very pleased when I got y'alled.
Y'all.
So,
yeah,
so cool, and distinctly American. Love it. So yeah, Jordan's in. Hey, Jordan. Ilachu Diaz is in as well. Buenas tardes. Good to see you again. And then Hole just says, looks like it's going to be May 19th, and also in 3D. Yeah. Oh yes, 3D Blu-ray. Yeah, well, yeah. Not for me. I mean, I've got a 3D TV, but give me a decent 4K any day of the week. But then again, we've talked about that before.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have that when we get to it.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing how good the home theater is.
Do I see it?
It is mentioned in the chat of Super Mario Galaxy, which drops here tomorrow. So yeah, I'm hoping to see that next couple of days. They had me at Star Fox. You put Fox McCloud in a movie, I am there. So fantastic. Oh, and Paul's back as well. Paul F's back. PF Productions.
Nice.
Hey, buddy.
Back for a live show again. Been a few weeks. Yeah.
That's good man. All right. Good. So yeah, plenty in, and we are rocking. So yeah, I think, as I said, May sometime is when it's going to hit physical, but I may not wait that long, especially Deej. If you tell me the HD experience is good, then I may well just get the the digital download and give it a watch. Because I mean, I did miss it in theaters, so yeah, hopefully it's good.
Oh yeah.
So we will see.
I didn't see it in theaters either, and I'll have it. I will have it. I have information regarding that later in the show. So I'm also grabbing one that I forgot to grab a picture of right now, which is another good one. Actually, you dummy, I do have a picture of this one. I knew I did.
Now, Deej, do you want to confess your theater sin this week? Your klutzness.
Oh my god. Let me
it has a happy ending.
It does. Well, it has to have a happy ending, and that's why I do have a picture of that. All right. So there you go. Oh, I haven't even started. I haven't even shared these. Share screen.
So Jordan's just said, just while she's looking for that D. So Jordan just says, I don't like that they revealed that Star Fox, so it's Fox McCloud, is in Mario Galaxy. It'll likely only be a brief appearance. I have reason to believe not. In fact, I have reason to believe it's way more than that, and not just because Glenn Powell is voicing him, but I have good reason to think it's more than that. But anyway, can't go into the details.
Yeah.
And then Paul said, "Oh, Paul Hertz as well. Hey, Paul. Hey, buddy." Says, "I'm making a habit of showing up late. Sorry." Well, your apologies is accepted, Paul, but let's not make a habit of it.
Yeah, exactly.
In fairness, this is about when we're starting generally. So
Yeah, exactly. We do our little chit chat starting at about 4:15, 4:20. That runs till about 4:30. And look at us, we're way ahead of the game.
we're doing our thing.
So yeah, if observant viewers will notice that like I've kind of rearranged the room here, went for more dynamic backdrop with the angle and stuff. And to do that I did it last week. I had to change desks because the desk I had before was like a 54-inch. No, was it? Yeah, 54-inch desk, and almost 3 feet deep, and it held everything on it. It was great because I have the way my screens are set up; they're all mounted to the desk and everything. So it was great, but it had to be at the back of the room. So to put it into the corner here, the way I am now, I needed a smaller desk. So I went with this littler desk that's like 30 inches wide and it's only like 18 inches deep, still rising, like you see me in the 25-hour show. It's like I can stand, I could sit, I could do all that. So this desk does all of that. So I was also rearranging the room, cleaning it up and mounting stuff to the walls putting up the rest of the curtains around the room. So I'm fully enveloped. It's all done. But to do that, I had to slide the desk. And with it standing up and with everything mounted on top of it and it only being as narrow, it's not as sturdy, and it tipped and I couldn't catch it. And well, there you go. And I didn't even see it when it happened. I went the next day, I went to fire up the theater and I saw these lines going across my screen on my Sony Bravia 5, 75-inch Bravia 5. And I was like, oh no. And then all of a sudden I look at the other side and I see this. So my desk cracked, tipped over. And the screen I'm looking into right now to see Steve also got damaged. So yep, I had to do some
Look
quick
at the chat. No.
No. It's like, so I had to do some quick damage control and started shopping around and doing all this. And it's like, I'm like, what am I going to do? So I ended up, and I'll have some, I don't want to do the images right now. I don't have them necessarily handy, but I'll have them for, I actually have the images to compare the two, but I ended up upgrading in, monetarily it was cheaper than the Sony Bravia 5, but upgraded to the LG, I think it's the B4, I forget, because I was looking at so many different ones, but it's an LG OLED, and it was, the upgrade is awesome. It was so much fun shopping for this because I had to run into a Best Buy and do it. And the salesman trying to upgrade me to the C and this, and you're going to get more brightness and you're going to get more of this. And if you've ever done this to a person, and it's like, you see, they give you that dog expression, the head tilt and like the puzzled look. And he's trying to get me to go to the Sony, which was like, it's only $500. I don't need it. Can't afford it. I can barely afford. I couldn't even afford this one, but I'm like, but I need it. And he's like trying to get me to go to the Sony C, whatever it is, the OLED, same in it, 77-inch. So I've upgraded 2 inches. Always a nice plus.
So I've heard.
So I upgraded that, went to an OLED, but everybody is trying to tell you, they're trying to get you to upgrade because it's an entry-level LG. And they're like, yeah, but you're going to have brighter brights and this. I go, all right. And I'd had enough with this upgrade process. And I'm like, this is going into a dedicated room with fully light control. It's a fully light controlled room. It's going to be a blacked out room. So any of the brightness that you're telling me about, I'm going to be dialing it back anyways when I calibrate it. And that's when the salesman went, like he didn't know where to go. Like, where do you go from there? It's like, I don't need the brightness. I don't need this. It's like, well, it's a little bit bit better processing. It's a little bit, okay. He goes, you might notice some black crush. Probably not, because I'm not going to be ramping it up. And no, it's not going to happen. It's not this. It's not. And they kept going and going. And then, I get home, put this thing in, and I'm like, oh my God. It's like, of course, I know what black levels look like in, exceedingly deep, inky black levels and all that. And the brights are bright and they're nice and everything. But you look it up, you Google it, or you put it into AI, and AI says the same thing. I was like, compare it. It was like, no, get the lowest one, because you're in a light controlled room and all this. So, but it is funny dealing with the salespeople, and it's like, I don't know.
Tell me DJ had a coat on, and then as he sort of started talking, you just sort of went, da-da, and you had like a home theater shirt on underneath.
No. Yeah, do you know who I am?
And if not, why not?
Exactly. Yeah. So it was, and again, I upgraded my screen. That was cheap enough. The one I had before was so old, I was getting by with older stuff. But yeah, it is really, really nice. Kind of ruins you, So it does, because you all of a sudden now I'm like, oh, geez, this is really good. And then after last week's conversation too, going to 77. By doing so, I also lowered, because I had to replace everything. My last screen was mounted on the wall to the height of this chair, but now that we have the couch is sitting lower. So I lowered everything down, put everything in, and it's like the experience is it's just that much better, that much more immersive. You sit close to it, and yeah, it got me. You want to talk about that here? I brought up that question about how last week, I want to text Joel on this one. If you listen to last week's the panel, everybody was talking about, like, for good immersion and a good immersive experience, how far away should you be sitting from the screen? And it was, Andre, Joel, most people went with, height, 1.5 times of the height and this and that. And as I'm sitting here, and obviously, because, yes, I changed out my screen. It's a little bit wider, but just having that information in my head, it made me think, like, what's funny is, why are we doing height? Because why don't we go by width? Because that, to me, is where the immersion comes in, right? So it's not the height that you're looking for. That's your aspect ratio, your height versus the width is the aspect ratio of the content that you're watching. But for immersion, you want that 45 degree or whatever it is, 53, whatever it is, field of view, right? So if you're like our buddy Travis that has a scope screen, and your scope screen is X wide, but then you go to, and now you're going to watch something that's 16:9 to get the same experience, you would scooch a little closer, correct? Because the height now remained the same on his, but the width is what's changing, right? So if you're on a 16:9 screen, the width never changes unless you go to a 4:3 or a 133, like the Snyder Cut, right? The handful of movies that actually scooch in a little, they come in a little bit. But if you have a constant width, which is a 16:9 screen, is typically you have a constant width. If you go to a scope screen, you have a constant height, right? But your width should be, that's how they should base it, because that's your field of view. That's what bases your field, you base your field of view on, right? And then it got me to thinking, even like what we were talking about last week about going to see, Project Hail Mary. If going in, and they set it up right with the curtains, right? And if you go in and it's like, say I know that this movie is in a 235, I could sit a little further back, have a nice field of view. I could pick my seats, sit a little further back in my normal seat, which for me is like row I or H. But if I'm going into Project Hail Mary and I know it's an IMAX format, or it's a 1:8.5 aspect ratio, maybe I'm going a little closer, going to F, and sit a little closer. So your field of view now is the same. And because the idea of the entire experience is you are supposed to be looking up in a high, in that, and that's one of the issues that Travis and I talk about is like when the movie goes to a 16:9 frame, he's still sitting at his field of view for the scope, and it's not as immersive, it's not as impressive. But if you moved a row ahead and you scooch that in with the curtains or whatever, and now you're looking up and everything, you're getting kind of the same experience. It can mitigate a lot of that because it should, to me, that's why I said, I'm like, I should text Joel, see if we can, and maybe when I have him on, I'll definitely ask him about it and talk about it for you guys. But that seems to be the more consistent way of judging. You know what I mean? Because, your width is what you're going for immersion, unless you're sitting on your side and you're trying to get immersion of the height, it's like, but your field of view is the width, regardless of your screen size or the content, so I just thought it was funny that they go by height when that's, not really part of the thing.
Yeah, so Paul's just saying in the chat that SMPTE viewing distance, if he remembers correctly, is 3 times the screen height.
That's SMPTE, though. That's that's for SMPTE, but I think for like most people would go, you want to be a little closer for that cinematic experience to get that closer field of view, get that.
Yeah, it's definitely something that needs to be carefully looked at. And I mean, I didn't want to jump in too much in that panel, even the short time I was on it, because again, these guys, we got them on to talk, and so I don't want to get in there to it, but it's something that I've encountered when you go into again, your Best Buys, your big box retail stores, they'll say, get the biggest screen you can afford. And I've been to houses where people have clearly just bought the biggest thing that they could get in the door.
Yeah.
And it's like they're sat on it, I mean, it's ridiculously big. And then when you put that on torch mode, which they invariably do, because people that buy this haven't really thought this through, it's crazy.
They sit down to watch a movie, they look like that scene in Oppenheimer when they're about to drop the bomb and everybody's putting the cream on their face.
Quite, indeed. It's just
the radiation.
It's just ludicrous. I had a friend once who had what would have been back then a 65-inch TV in a hallway. Literally you had to go sideways to get through past the couch and the wall. And he had this TV. I mean, it was crazy. And again, he was absolutely sure. Oh yeah. That's look how big this screen is. You're like, mate, you're not. This is no. Yeah. So it is something. I think the wider point from my point is, you've got it. It is definitely something to think about. You shouldn't just assume nearer is better or further is better. There is definitely a formula to it, and you need to think about that before when you're getting, choosing your screen, choosing your seating, and of course not only your seating but choosing the amount of seating, the positioning of the seating, and all that kind of stuff as well. So it's definitely something that you've got to be wary of, because you can get it very wrong. And I think Joel's point was people sit too far back rather than too close,
right?
Which I get, I understand that. But I think equally, you sit too close to this. You put it in that room, in my room. If I went for 100-inch screen, and I had thought about it, it will look horrible with some stuff. Certainly the 1080p stuff.
Yeah, because if you're
from 8 feet.
If your room's too small for you to scooch too far away, you can't go that big. You really shouldn't. And it's even though you can be close enough with 4K because because you're not going to notice the difference. But in here, like I originally, when I scoped out this room, and I'm like sitting here before I bought anything, right? And I was like, I was thinking 85, maybe even 90. So I'm like measuring the wall, but then you realize how close I have to sit, because I didn't want to be up against the back wall. I wanted to have a little bit away so that I could get that full immersion of the, because then now you're factoring in the sound. And it's, so I ended up going with like the 75 over the 85. And now with this one, with the 77, I'm like, it's a little bit bigger, but it's not that much, it's not that much bigger. And you get really good immersion. I mean, but there is something to be said for, as much as I'm like, I love this. I mean, I love the room. It's a great screening room, right? It's perfect for that. And you can this to me, this setup here to me is like the idea of like where you have your, $30,000 Sony professional monitors, and they're only like 30 inches. right? Because they're small and they're meant to be that's perfection. This is a great room for that, right? But as far as a full home theater experience, this is not that. And it's like there is something to be said for, yes, am I getting the same view, the same level of immersion as if I have a 150-inch screen and I'm 14 feet away? It's the same angle, everything's great, but there is something to be said for 14 feet away, and your brain knows that's a giant screen. Especially where, like I've always said, like I put those rows in front of me so that you do have that perspective as you look, and it's like you're looking over rows, and then you're seeing the front stage, and everything's further away. It's like, this is 77 inches, and I'm sitting like 7-8 feet away. So my brain knows the screen's right there. I can't reach out and touch it, but my brain knows that's a 77-inch TV. That's not a giant theater. Right. So there is something to be said, but the perfection that you get, and I will say even the audio perfection you get, it's as you get down to smaller room, you get that more intimate. I mean, it's nice. It's really, really nice. Don't sell yourself short. If you have a spare bedroom and you want to do something, you don't have to have a giant room. And if anything, these are far cheaper. Like when I brought this home and I replaced the screen, I'm like, I just threw it up, mounted it, plugged it in, threw it into filmmaker mode, checked out. It has filmmaker mode, and it also has ISF expert dark and bright. Throw it into that, you're gone. You're off and running. I mean, that's it. The simplicity, the ease of use is a huge factor too. So,
if only we knew someone from the ISF, Deej.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that.
I mean, I mean, bear in mind again, I had so obviously Cinema George was just a garage before. Sorry, yeah, go on. Do you want to just do that? So
yeah, I was a blind guy of all people. He's like, are we still talking about TV size? Yes and no, not really TV size, just the experience that you get regardless of your TV size and where you would sit. That's all, just a little bit of rehashing, but yes.
Yeah. So I, again, for those that may be more recent, so Cinema George, mine's was a garage, a single garage that I then converted, or had converted. I didn't do it. But I spent a lot of time thinking about screen size and distance and everything else, even to when we, very first moved in. I was thinking about that very carefully, and even with all that thought, and with an installer that knew what they were doing, even with all of that, on the day that Vincent Tio then came to calibrate my screen, so I've got two rows. And again, I mean, obviously you guys all know this, but there may be some that don't. So 2 rows of 2, and when he calibrated it, he sat in the back row and calibrated it from there. Obviously set the monitor right next to the screen as they do, the camera thing. But he sat in the back row the entire time. And I remember clearly having a slight cold sweat down the back of my neck, thinking, have I gone too big here? Does he know that this is too big for this room? Oh. And like, that's why he's sitting back, because he thinks that's too, and I genuinely thinking, oh no, the sweats. Oh no, yeah, I did. Because I'm thinking he's not going to say it, because he's too polite to say that. He's not going to say that. But he calibrated the whole thing from the back row. And then when he reviewed it, and his review is still up on YouTube, because he then reviewed the TV, he starts by saying, I'm in this, Steve George's place, blah, 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 blah. And then he says, and I've got this massive 75-inch screen on the wall. And again, I'm thinking, oh no, is it too big? Is it too big? But I think it's perfect for where I sit. Certainly front row. Second row, maybe, maybe not quite that level of immersion, but still it's there. And having watched 3D movies, even on the back row, you still feel that, that movement. But yeah, I think it's something that sometimes those that are not in the know don't really think about it, and they just think, go huge, go big, or go home, and then think about the issues later, or don't think about them at all, because it's just like, get my friends in, look at the size of that TV, and no one's thinking, but how does it look?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
look at my Ferrari. Okay, have you ever taken out a third gear? No. Okay, right.
I've driven Ferraris. Sometimes you don't have to.
True.
Eli in the chat at Eli Hudias.
Eli Hudias. Yes.
Hudias. He says, I think about the size of the perfect screen in function of the proportion of the wall behind. And that's a great point. If I do say so myself, because that's what I always say to people. It's like, if you have Like if you're going to go with a scope screen because your wall is wider than it is taller and you're going to fill that makes sense to me. If you leave space in either direction, that doesn't, like, that to me doesn't make sense, right? So if you say you have a 9-foot wall and it's, 15 feet wide, 9 feet tall, and it's like you're basically at 16 by 9 right there, right? You're going to have a little space because it's 15 by 9 actually, right? So if you went with a scope screen, you would have all that extra space above the screen and below the screen when you could utilize that to now, because that's the thing is like I've had this discussion with people that think, well, scope is better, and they throw it up on a wall. And it's like, you do understand that if you went with a 16 by 9 on that wall, that's what I was talking about earlier. Your width is still the same. Those black bars would fill that in. So you're making, in my opinion, you're making a mistake by throwing up a wide CinemaScope screen on a 16 by 9 framed wall, because you're losing, real screen real estate up there. Because now when you go to watch a 16 by 9 content, your screen's going to get smaller when you have the real estate above and below to actually make it do what it's supposed to do. And I've said that on the show before, is that, and Steve and I were actually talking about this, I think it was before we even started, the show. It's, you can walk into a room and before anything is turned on, now, whether it's a theater or an actual home theater or an actual cinema, you can walk into the room and get a negative or a positive vibe about the room just by the aesthetics of the room itself. And if you walk into a room and that front wall, it could be a 150-inch screen, and I've said this before, but if the wall is giant and it could take a 250-inch screen, you're going to feel like that's a small screen just because of the area, the real estate around it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's going to ruin it. Even before you turned anything on, you're going to be like, it seems so small, but it's not. It's just, it's all relative. So designing your room or picking a screen size has a lot to do with exactly like Eli said. It's like, it's the wall that it's going to be on, so many.
I've got to say, Deech, I hate it when someone walks into the room and says that's so small. But anyway,
I know.
I
was in the pool.
It's cold outside.
Yep. All right.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, but no, I think people, we should be pointing people towards those charts and things like that, because whilst it does help. It's a guide. It's not a catch-all, be-all, end-all thing, but I think it's a guide to help people to see kind of what things they should be thinking about. And it is important. And again, don't fall for the Best Buy special of the. We're not just singling them out. I mean, we don't have Best Buy here anymore. We had it here briefly. But it's the same here. I've seen people go in and you can, you're lurking. You can hear the salesman giving it the nonsense about, I can sell you a 100-inch one for the same price as 75, and they're in a tiny little flat, little apartment where this thing is just going to dominate. So it is something you need to think about.
Yep. Absolutely. So, all right. I'm sure we'll touch on that again someday.
Sunday. This Sunday.
Someday.
Yes.
All right. Why don't I open with, since we're on this subject and I have these images handy, my first piece for this week. I don't know. I don't even know if you noticed this yet, if this dropped, but let me show you here. Have you seen this yet? Do you see the image?
Yeah. I've seen it, but on the glasses. Haven't seen it in cinema.
Oh, okay.
But I've seen episode 1. 2
okay.
Coming out today.
Same here.
Yeah.
And so I have this. I have 2 images of this, which will pertain to my new display and my old display. So let's start with this one here. Here we go. All right. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 dropped last week. 4K, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, all the Dolbys. And so I took this in last week. I think it drops on Tuesdays, right?
Is it Tuesdays or Wednesdays?
Tuesdays,
find out now.
Wednesdays,
I'll tell you
something
now.
like I forget. I know it's not Fridays because I had a few days to get this in. But while I have the full screen up there now for the audio only people, go to the YouTube page and you'll see. And this, I happened to take this picture from when I watched it, and then when I pulled up Apple, when I got the new display. So this first image here is the older display.
Every Wednesday, Deej.
Every Wednesday, okay.
Yeah, just check this plus. Yeah.
So this image here is from the older display. And then if you slide over, that's the new display. And first thing I noticed about this,
reflections.
Yep, less reflections, better control of that. But also look at the light. Is the tint of the light is different because of whatever, the panel is made of.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
coating. Yeah.
Yeah, the coating. But yeah, like you said, it's like the blacks on, this is the OLED right here. The blacks on this are so much better. There is so much more detail. You probably can't see it on YouTube, but all of the level of detail and specs and stuff that you can see up in here compared to, it's just lost in here. It's just, it can't keep up. It doesn't drop dark enough. And again, the Bravia 5 is really good. It does the local dimming. So it took care of my, the black bars to a degree, not to the degree of an OLED. So, and I knew it was a compromise when I bought it, closer to being like what a projector would do. But when you go to this, it's just, oh my God, the deep blacks, and then being able to show deep, deep black right next to the brights. I mean, we all know what an OLED can do. So, yeah, it's really, really good. So that was fun. Just accidentally, I happened to have that AB right there. So it looks really nice. The home theater experience of this, I thought was really good. I thought the picture quality was really good. And I thought the audio was too, for what it had. I thought it had good bass. I thought it had good action around the room. Looking forward to this season. I thought this, I think some of us were a little disappointed in last season. I wasn't as disappointed as other people, but this one episode has me very hopeful for, really, really exciting season, because I love the thing they're doing with Matt Murdock and the rage that he's in it. That's on full display here. And I think the audio really enhances that.
Yeah. I mean, I like I said, I have to admit, I saw it on the glasses. And funny enough, I watched pretty much the entire first season on the glasses as well. I think I had assumed that this is going to hit 4K at some point disc, and I was going to just rewatch it then. And I just find this is just easier to watch on the glasses because it's just quicker and, it's fine. But yes, and I mean, the opening sequence of the first episode, of course, all at night, dark ship, dark surroundings, but you've got the little pinprick of light and stuff from the windows of the buildings in the background.
Yeah.
So it's quite challenging for a display. And the little lenses on these glasses, of course, these are OLED screens, Sony OLEDs actually.
Yeah.
And yet so they're just coping with it quite well. But it's good. I'm enjoying the series. I liked the last season as well. And I do like what they're doing with it. There are definitely plans afoot that I think are going to have wider impact on the MCU. I think it's clear that they've now decided that this is not the, the unloved stepchild of the MCU because of the Netflix shows.
Right.
I think they're now fully embracing this. Marvel have realized that we've got something we can do here. And we know there are cameos coming because they've put them in all the trailers. So I think that it'll be so. Yes, I'm looking forward to where it goes, and I also think they're very much leaning into current events, and I think they've had some time to write that in, because of course the last series, season 1, was all cobbled together on the fly. They'd shot loads of it, couldn't then use it, went back and reshot it. So they were stitching together that season. Whereas this time, this is very much, we know what we're doing and we know where we're going. And I think there's a confidence in the storytelling already in episode 1 that is apparent, and I think will only get clearer as it goes on. And it's definitely echoing real life events, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's good. And again, I can only talk about the in glasses experience and then the spatial audio, but it was decent. There's bass and it's pretty decent surround. But not quite enough yet. Excuse me. To go and to go into the theater room to watch it. This series for me somehow just seems to be a glasses experience. I don't know why. To the point where literally, I mean, Jordan says in the chat there are 2 episodes coming out today. But I must admit, I'm more than likely to just go into into the bedroom, lie on the bed, put the glasses on, and watch it on that, even though the cinema room's downstairs. It's just this series just kind of how it runs with me. But I'll pick up the discs if they come out. Although I would have liked to have thought they would have done the first series by now if they were going to do that. So I'm a little uncertain. At one point they were rolling with their physical releases. It was looking like it was going to become a thing, and that's all stopped now. I happen to know why, but I can't say. If only we knew someone at Disney. So I do happen to know why that is, and I know what their plans are. But obviously we can't talk about that publicly. I think if that's all we're going to get for now, this will be a glasses experience for me. But I'm glad to hear the HT is good.
Yeah, it is. This is for me, Daredevil in particular is like watching it in the theater is like part of the nostalgia. It's because when this came out in 2015, not as many people were watching these in theaters. They might watch them in a living room or on their laptops or whatever, but I remember thinking in 2015, it's like just watching this in the theater and some of the surround sound, and that was 5.1, and you have that, that scene that I've used on the show as an example of, walking around the taxi and stuff, and like how many people weren't experiencing that. Most people weren't experiencing that. When this drops, it's like, I mean, this is a must in theater experience for me, just for the nostalgia. And I mean, they're all in Atmos now too. And they do, even that opening scene, like you said, the ship and the sounds and like he's hanging, it's like, there's great overhead usage. And I mean, really, really good. So
it is really good.
And the new suit,
this is again, home theater, black on red. Great. It's what we like. It's cool. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I hope we're going to get some Frank Castle. I hope we're going to get some more Punisher. I don't know if we will, because of course he's got his own little one-off sort of series, doesn't he? And of course he's in Spider-Man Brand New Day, again, as we know from the trailers. But I do hope we see more in this, because I love his character in this, because he can just let loose, and which of course he won't be able to do in Spider-Man.
Did you hear about that? Jon Bernthal and Tom Holland, they were both up for those roles at the same time. And Red Lines together, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, they were working together to get each other, like they wanted each other to get those parts and stuff like that. And then and now here they've been like really good friends since. Yeah, and now here they are. It's like, I can't wait to see, them together on screen and like the buddy, but
really fun. If you get a chance, just because he's been around, I don't know whether because I looked it up on Twitter or whatever, so the algorithm's been chucking stuff my way. There's a very interesting, it's quite a short video when he was on the Howard Stern show. This is Jon Bernthal. And he talks about the dog incident. You heard about that? That's just he had to intervene. Like, yeah. It's kind of, most important moment of his life. It's like,
he's like,
quite an intense dude when he wants to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he's not a little guy.
No, he's a big fella. Yeah. But yeah, it's very cool. There's just some talk in the chat about one of my favorite topics ever. Dom's just saying he saw there's a pre-order for The Descent 4K here in France and jumped on it. Looking forward to upgrading my ancient DVD, and knows it's out in the UK yet. And then Jordan says, yes, coming soon. Jordan's already DM'd me about that, so I will be picking that up. It's sold out. Michael Piantadosi saying in the chat, and I know anyway, that Lionsgate have sold out of it in the US, and it was a Lionsgate exclusive from their website, and it's just not available. So it's coming out here. So mark your calendars, people. If you're that kind of fan, and I am, Neil Marshall fans, it'll be well worth picking up when it does hit. I can't wait. And as people will know, longer term listeners, I've had a chance to speak to Neil Marshall about The Descent when I had the Blu-ray, which he still hadn't seen at that point. And he's a home theater fan as well, Deej, and was very keen to know about certain scenes.
Oh, nice. I think I have that. I think I'm pretty sure I have that.
Great film.
Kaleidoscope.
The Descent. Yeah, it's a caving movie. Women going to caves in the Appalachian Mountains.
I have it in HD.
Yeah, this is the 4K, and it's it's a proper frame by frame remaster. It's a really good job. So I can't wait.
Cool.
Love that film. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Nice. All right.
Right.
What would you like to?
Well,
Lead
did
off
you
with.
get a chance to visit this week's Ninja movie?
This one?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good man. I was hoping you'd say yes. Okay,
Are you
because
ready
we've got
for
to keep this
that?
ball rolling, Deej. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's ninja this mother.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Take it away.
Okay, then stop me if you've seen this one, people. This week's entrance into the Brightside Home Theatre Ninja season is the one, the only American Ninja. There may be two and there may be three, but we don't care about those. We're talking about the original American Ninja. And this is, well, my one anyway, is on Blu-ray. It's an 88 films release, as you can see from the bottom right corner there.
Yeah.
So it's 1080p. It is DTS HD 5.1, I do believe.
No, it's stereo.
It's stereo, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
All
remember
right.
you even texted me when you saw it. You were like,
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Was it definitely stereo? I'm trying to remember now. It feels like a while ago. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry, PCM stereo. Oh
yeah.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Well, fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now. So yes, but it's American Ninja, so it doesn't matter if it's in mono and in 420p.
Oh God, it's so good.
The American Ninja. So, and again, part of the ongoing season. So I've already seen my Blu-ray copy of this when I first got it, which was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I mean, it might have been before the show, Deej, because if I'd had this on the show, I'm sure it would have triggered my ninja mania even then. So yeah, it may have been before that. And I watched it again, and I've seen this movie many, many, many times. And I remember this on release, not in theaters. I was too young. Again, as I say each week, anything with ninja in the title in England in the 80s was immediately an 18. And you can't, if you're under 18, you couldn't see it. So I saw this at home, and I remember getting this in the video shop that my parents had.
Yep.
And I remember watching it. And again, ninja, of course. And I loved it then, and I love it now for all its faults. And it's got many faults, but it's part of its charm.
It does. It has.
Yeah, what?
Faults?
It's not the perfect movie. Yeah,
Say
I
it
mean,
ain't
honestly.
so.
Take it back.
I mean, isn't this the movie? The reason like the Academy went to 10 movies because this just got snubbed. It was right outside the 5.
It could be the reason the Academy nearly stopped doing movies. But it's
oh
awesome.
God.
And I mean, I had a great time watching it again, and it fits perfectly in with the series of canon movies that we've been watching recently. It just slides right in there, and it it's great. So I did enjoy it, and it was good fun. And Deej, come on, lay it on us then, because I know you've got your favorite quote in this, and your views of this.
I've been quoting this movie since 1985. And it's like I've said it so many times. I'll say it on the ice. Somebody will score a goal, and I'll be like, he possesses great skills.
Great skills.
It's just so bad. I remember watching it, renting it, and me and my buddy are watching it. We had to pause because we both like toppled over, crying, laughing because it was just so bad. And the guy, I mean, the scene is he's just standing there. He's just like dead serious, and everybody around. He's like, he possesses great skills. And you're like, what the?
I think there's a missing line where he says that wascally wabbit, but which would have been
so bad. It's so great though, and it's like, and then all the acting, like Michael Dudikoff. It's like, oh my God, it's like it's a good thing he's supposed to play the strong silent type.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if you read IMDb, there's talk about how he had even fewer lines than that. I mean, they initially had even less. But yeah, so it's great fun, and the ninja ring is quite good fun, and I mean it's kind of there is some skill involved, or at least on the show. And it's fun and it's interesting and it's quick. It's only like 80 minutes, isn't it? Just rattles along.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, no, it's good. And I personally think in terms of the home theater presentation, I mean, you're not going to get cutting edge anything from this unless it's with a sword. You're certainly not going to get an up to the minute home theater experience. However, I thought for a shoestring budget movie from 1985 and on a Blu-ray from a budget label, there's a lot of caveats.
Yeah.
I actually think this looks pretty damn good. I mean, this has the same kind of texture
Oh,
as
this
a
texture,
movie
right?
from that time in the right way. It looks how I remember it looking, and I love that. But now on a bigger screen, I mean, I think it's great. And I was very pleased with how this looked. I've got no complaints about its look. The audio, I mean, okay, PCM stereo up next to mine does PCM to Dolby Surround. So it's, you get it. But I mean, there's nothing
I did Neuralex, and it's front heavy. Obviously you're not going to get a lot around the room. But that's not what it's about. It really isn't. It's just like you said, it's like being a kid again and again, that time capsule idea that just like in the acting and Steve James is played Jackson, who he was actually in Delta Force with Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I remember,
which was the year before. He was like one of Chuck Norris's like right hand men in that movie. Did you know Chuck Norris was supposed to play the lead role?
What, in this?
Yeah, it's in IMDb, and he had
I missed that.
Yeah, he had turned it down because he said, Chuck Norris was like, if I'm going to play a role, I'm not having my face covered. He didn't want to do the ninja part, which I thought was funny because most of the movie, he's, Michael Dudikoff it's only at the ending that he actually goes full ninja. And,
never go full ninja.
Nah, you never go full ninja. But yeah, I thought that was, I mean, if Chuck Norris had been up for this, it's like, how much bigger would the movie have been?
Yeah, it's a different film with Chuck Norris in the title role. It's a different movie altogether. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
This, as much as we love Chuck Norris and as awesome as he would have been in it, it's a different film. It's not the same cheesy, guilty pleasure as it is with Chuck Norris in the role. So I'm quite glad he isn't in this.
So is this the early version of Jason Bourne?
No, surely not.
Seriously? Joe? Yeah. The character Joe, Michael Dudikoff, he has a lot of the same lines. He's like, he does skills. Yeah, he possesses great skills. Like he says a lot of the stuff that they say in the first, Bourne Identity, and it's like, he's like, I don't know why I can do all this. I don't know how I got this skill, and it's like, Well,
when was the book written? When was the Robert Ludlum book written?
I don't know.
So if that was before this, and it may have been, because it is very 70s feeling, the Bourne Identity. But yes, the idea.
But it's like, he's, got amnesia. He has no idea how he has all these skills, but he possesses them.
That's for sure.
He possesses these great skills.
He does.
Could you imagine in real life? Like, I don't know why I'm this great at this.
I don't know why there's that pile of bodies over there, but somehow I could just do it.
You could tell he's not. And that they did say that in IMDb is like Michael Dudikoff was very nervous about this because he has going into this, he had zero martial arts training, but Steve James did. And he was known for I don't know if it was karate or what, but he had a lot of martial arts training. But you could tell like Michael I don't know if he has a dancing background because a lot of his moves looked like he'd have that hop and skip into the next scene, like that. Like, it was like it was weird. Like that's not how you would move. Like you don't leave the ground to start running. It's like get a good jump.
Yeah. But then it's all that's its charm. That's its fun, and that's what we love about this. It's every bit the guilty pleasure you want it to be. And it belongs within the oeuvre of the movies we've been talking about. So it was great fun revisiting it. Really was.
I'm actually at the end of this. I was like, I almost went right to American Ninja 2.
Which I think I've seen. But only
I definitely have. I have it now, but I definitely have. So I'm looking forward to it. But let's see where they go with that. But
if you do that for next week, I've already done Pray for Death, so we can differentiate two ninja movies next week. So we can always do that.
Yep. Absolutely.
Some
Absolutely.
talk in the chat about the hard-boiled edition. Well, there it is. There arrived yesterday.
Oh,
So I've got that talking about whether there's a just so you know, Dom, because Dom's asking in the chat, it's 1 point, it's a mono or it's Atmos. So it's one or
jeez.
the other. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's a change. But it only arrived I only bought it today. So I haven't checked it out yet, Dom, but I'm hoping to do a little mini Hong Kong movie season because I've got
Oh.
this and I also got The Killer as well, which is from the US. So
Cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing both of those. And I've not seen either of them.
Oh.
Hong Kong movie
I
fan
haven't
that
seen
I
it.
am, martial art movie that I am, and I haven't seen Hard Boiled or The Killer. Sorry, people. I will
All
remedy
right.
that.
Let's see. What do you want to do? Why don't you do one next?
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I think you have more than I do left. Not that we'll get to all of yours.
No.
This one here, I meant to pick up. So if we want to save that,
Well, let's
for
leave
next,
that one.
'cause
Let's leave.
I
Yeah,
love that movie.
Yeah, well, there's plenty to be said about that. Both
Good or
mainly
bad?
very, very positive.
Oh,
There's
good.
there's just the audio maybe needs a little bit more bass for me. But we'll cross that bridge. Can we do the Guillermo del Toro one?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you've got that there. This one I really do want to talk
where
about.
is that one?
Yeah, it's a slightly generic kind of cover. I think it's in the middle there. Up
This?
top. Up.
No.
No, on that one. No, up a bit. And then to the right, far right in that column that you're on there. I think that's it there.
Right here?
Yeah, I think that's it. Is that it? But yeah, that's the one.
That one. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro is his first English language film, as I understand it.
Oh, okay.
I said his first studio movie, anyway.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right then, ladies and gents, boys and girls, let us take a trip back to 1997 and have a visit with Guillermo del Toro's Mimic, which is the first of Todd Anderson's discs that he brought from the US for me. Very sweet of him. Deeja's just stripping a minute, everyone. You can't see that, but I'm telling you that just so I can tease you with the fact that Deej is currently stripping. See if you can notice the difference when he comes back on. Right. Anyway, back to Mimic. Right. So 1997, peeps, Guillermo del Toro's Mimic, which famously, when it came out, was panned and didn't do very well. And Guillermo del Toro was extremely unhappy with the theatrical version. And in essence, when it was released, he disowned it, frankly, because of the studio interference with the making of it. And it was the Weinsteins he blamed, both Bob and Harvey, for interfering with his vision. And they messed around with it and they tinkered with it. And the theatrical version is their version. I was intrigued with the one. Oh, here he is. He's back. Are you decent now, Deej?
I'm decent.
I'm decent.
Quick change.
Not the descent. Decent.
Yeah.
And so this film. So as I said, I always admired the look and the feel of the theatrical one, but you could tell that there had been some messing around and that there was something missing. So now we fast forward all this time and to the 4K UHD Dolby Atmos. Is it? Let me double check again. I only watched this in a week, but I've forgotten already. Let me just double check. I don't want to get it wrong because some have. Oh no, it's DTS HD 5.1. Okay, so DTS HD 5.1. What is good though is this is a Kino Lorber release, and they have eschewed what a lot of the boutique labels do, which is they will release the theatrical version on 4K disc in the set, and then the director's cut will just be on Blu-ray. And I've had that a number of times, and it's always irritating. Not in this set. Good news is this is both. You've got the theatrical version on one 4K disc, and then you get this version, which is the director's cut, which is also on 4K disc as well. So fair play to Kino Lorber. Thank you very much for doing that. And the thing about the director's cut is it's a true director's cut in as much as in 2017, Guillermo del Toro, now Oscar-winning and very celebrated director, went back into this and recut it and re-edited it and tried to bring this more closer to his vision. And there is no doubt in my mind that the director's cut is infinitely superior. It makes sense, it flows, and it's also got the Guillermo del Toro look and feel, which is awesome. And I really do like this film, and the director's cut is great. So highly recommended. Hey, Paul, you were there when I picked this up, mate. So this is very, very cool indeed. Now, so really good film. The movie, if you're wondering, for those that haven't seen it, we'll quickly do that. Is there a virus has broken out in New York, and the virus is targeting and killing children. And it's almost 100% lethality. So the mortality rate 100%. And they realize that it's being spread by cockroaches. I know what you're thinking. Cockroaches, New York? Surely not. And some bright spark scientist, Mira Sorvino, decides what we'll do. We'll it takes a predator to catch a predator, to quote Demolition Man, isn't it? Or killer to catch a killer, or whatever it is. So someone decides what we'll do is we'll introduce bigger cockroaches, and they'll kill the little cockroaches, and that'll be all right, won't it? And they genetically engineer these creatures, and they call them the Judas breed, and they unleash them into the sewers. And they do kill the cockroaches, and they do kill the virus. But these things begin to mutate, and they begin to take on other shapes and other forms, and they become quite big. So, and then
That's
much horror ensues. Yeah, there you go. Creature feature all day long. All right. And all good. So really good film. I love this. As I said, see the director's cut, people. Don't bother with the theatrical version, is my view. See the director's cut. It's great. Now, I am very pleased to report, very, very pleased, the home theater presentation of this particular movie is awesome. Really good. And I had the biggest, dopiest grin on my face throughout this, because I was just in hog heaven. Now let's start with the video. Yeah, geez. So you talk about black levels, right? And you talk about the ability of your display to reproduce them, and how you could tell the quality of a display through the way it produces these black levels. This is a black level demo movie from minute one. Most of this film takes place in sewers, in overcast, rainy streets, dark streets. And if you do not have your display properly calibrated, you're going to see very little of that. If you've got it set right, you're in the mood for you're in for a dark treat. It looks awesome, and the dark is so threatening, and it's so well done. And then when you see the creatures and who they are and what they do, that, and I'd say who deliberately, it also just the detail that you can see in the black levels, in the shadow detail is fantastic. And I saw things in here that I've never seen before, that I never realized was in that image. It looks great. And then against that darkness, because it is Del Toro, you also then get the oranges and the amber hues and that kind of stuff, because he loves all that. And so you get that then against the shadow detail, and it stands out with the HDR. It looks amazing. I love how this looks in 4K. Bearing in mind the movie, though, 97, so shot on film. So it's got that organic look, but it looks fantastic. Kino Lorber have smashed this out of the park with how good it looks. So now then the audio. So DTS HD 5.1 up next to Neural X. Now, this is a movie in the sewers, lots of water, lots of rain. Carl Ellsworth, by the way, Deej, Carl tweeted me and said, he said, "Oh, right, I've blind bought the set. Can't wait to see it." All right. So I mean, he's going to love this.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is rain and, and sewers and everything else. So you get water dripping from overhead. You get water running down the sides of the walls. You get, the creatures have got a very specific clicking sound that they make. And that creeps around the room when they're there, and of course they're omnipresent, so you get this movement, and every time you look at it, right up into the corners, right down in the bottom, all around the room, there's this little clicking, chittery noises, and that then becomes threatening, and it becomes really part of the character of the film. It's never looked this good. It's never come close to sounding this good. This is an absolutely fantastic movie. And of this film, it's reference. Is it reference compared to, Oppenheimer and Dune and all that? Well, no. But is it a reference presentation of this film? Yes. For me, 100% all day long. Get it. If you can, if you're in the US, you've got no excuse.
Yeah.
If you're in the UK, hopefully get someone who's coming over to get it for you. If not, import it. It'll cost you, but it is well worth doing. It's awesome, and I really do recommend it. I love the movie. Have you ever seen it, Deej, or do you know anything about it?
This is one of those movies I think that when I watch it, I'll be like, oh yeah, saw that in the theater because I remember
Yeah, it's
Mira
probably better
Sorvino.
that, yeah.
And it's, I mean, it was 97. I was seeing anything and everything at the time. And so and looking at the images, I'm like, yeah, I've seen this. I don't remember, like, I remember your description about it. But if I see it, it's going to be, I think it's going to be like those ninja movies where I go, oh yeah, I absolutely did see this. It's, I don't remember if I've owned it in the past though. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Yeah, I had the blue.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's genuine. I don't know if it's on Kaleidoscape, Deej.
Yeah, it's director's cuts on Kaleidoscape in HD. Not the 4K.
Yeah, because it's Kino Lorber, isn't it? So they're a bit more fun. Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to recommend it to you, Deej, because I know you're not a creature feature fan like, John, like me, in that way.
Yeah.
Because we're ultra nerds in relation to that kind of stuff. I mean, give us a creature feature, we're happy. But if the people that do love this stuff, this is an awesome presentation of it. It's so good, and this jumped the queue of loads of others that I've got to talk about, because as soon as I finish this, I'm like, I need to get the word out. And I tweeted it that I'd seen it, which I don't normally do these days. I normally save it for the show, but it was so good. And the first thing I will speak to Carl about next time he's on the show will be, right, what did you make of this? And I know he's going to love it, because again, he loves all these sorts of things as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, genuinely, if anyone who hasn't seen it, I would utterly recommend it if you like those kind of movies. But if you have seen it, not seen it for a long time, then get the director's cut and give it a go. I think you'll be very pleased. For the Del Toro fans, it's a no-brainer. It really is. And this, by the way, has, funny enough, because of course, having done Frankenstein, watching this is clearly a proto version of Frankenstein. I've created something, it's got beyond my control, and now it's threatening me. I mean, it's Frankenstein all day long. So yeah, very, very cool. So definitely recommend it for people that want to see it. I loved it.
I feel like, I don't know if it's true. I feel like that when this came out, it was like a Earthbound, like Alien. Like it felt like Alien, or with in the sewer, in that dark space, and like the way in Alien you're on the ship and you're in those dark spaces and at tight quarters type thing. It was like a lot to do like that. So there is a fair bit of that. I think that's fair to say. Yeah,
it is. Paul saying it's more thriller than horror. The director's cut leans more into horror, Paul, I would say. People get killed in this in various graphic ways, so I'd say it's more horror than thriller, but I can tell you it's good, so that's all that matters, really.
All right. That's all that matters.
So nothing really matters.
There we go. What do we got here? All right, let's see, what else do we have? All right, let me hit on this one, since I want to make sure we get it in. I have some other ones that were so, all right. I got some older ones, but all right, let's get to. All right, as we said earlier, Avatar: Fire and Ash dropped today on Kaleidoscape. I think it dropped digitally for rental. I checked Disney Plus. I didn't see it there. I checked on my computer. I didn't check on the screen.
I've just, whilst we've been doing the show, when you mentioned it, I thought, I need to know about that. It's on Apple TV you can buy it 4K, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, $13.99.
It's a buy it.
Yeah, nice. Buy it for $13.99.
All right.
Yeah, not bad. That's what I'll be doing.
There you go. And you didn't see it in theaters, correct?
No, not seen it at all. Not even a frame of it.
Yep, me neither. I wasn't very enthused, excited for the latest installment. I think you and I both had that opinion. Yeah. We talked about it as it came out. I was like, okay. But it dropped today, and it was a rainy day. I had I couldn't work, so I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen the entire thing, so I don't know the end of the story. But what I have seen, good amount of it, it is like fantastic home theater experience. It is. All right. I mean, you're talking.
As a movie?
How's the movie?
Yeah.
kind of like what we said. Like if
More of the same?
it's more of the same, and it's a lot of exposition at the beginning to get you back to like you remember. Like I'd say they do a fairly decent job of making it part of the new movie without making it seem like remember what happened last time.
Previously on.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I mean, these movies are really about, the technology, the experience of what they can put on the screen and the detail. And that's exactly what this is about. It's like, to me, I'm not, here we are at the third movie. Each movie since the first one, you're like, okay, I get it. They're on a faraway planet. Some people are mad. Other people are, defending themselves. Here's why. Okay, we got it. It's like, so there's that, but as a home theater experience, you're talking, full screen. It's fully immersive. And again, it is coming out in 3D, as people were saying, in May, but the 4K, it's just gorgeous. You have, you go underwater, you go above water, you do it much like the last one. You do it, but it's the colors, the way like different characters have different hues of blue and stuff. There's that the vibrancy of this is just off the charts, as we know from the previous movies. But I would say the audio in it too, the Atmos is very, very good. There's some stuff in the opening scenes where you really engaged overhead, the overheads. It is just an absolute, I would say, juggernaut of a home theater experience.
Nice.
I have to finish it, I think, for me to include it in this year.
Is it reference?
That's a good question. I have a hard time with this one because I think it'll be better when you see it and we can discuss back and bounce off of each other because it's digital, right? Like it's all digital. It's like they can do it. It's like it's like Pixar on steroids, right? It's everything there is digital. So it's like, yeah. I would say it's reference, but is it like film wise? Is it using? I don't know. It's like it's hard for me to say because, it's a great experience. It's hitting everything. It's like you're gonna be looking at the screen and looking at the details, and you're gonna be like, how did they do that? And how can they make that look that good? And it's such a dark scene, and there's so much, and it's like the character there. What's his name? Spider and he has to wear that oxygen mask,
yeah,
right? But then the detail that they put in that, it's like he could be underwater, which is mostly blue, right? But then you can see the readings on his mask are green and stuff. It's like the vibrancy of that stuff, the detail there is just so good that you're just like and again, this is what it gets to one of those things like you said before when we watch a minute, like if that's what you're looking at and and this is a first viewing for me and you're like, okay. So it's more of like, how can they do it? It's amazing what they can do. It's amazing this, that, and the other thing. But I don't know if I mean, is it referenced? Yeah, it looks perfect. It looks awesome. And it sounds great. And they're doing a great job. But I just still have a hard time with the movie itself. And that it's like, think of the movies that we already have this year that you're like, the way they use the medium to evoke emotion and stuff like that, and it's like we're seeing it in the chat. Yeah, it's a little long. Yeah, that's the hard part for me.
It's interesting because I asked the question because I had my socks blown off by the first one in 4K, which I reviewed not that long ago, just before this came out actually, and I was absolutely blown away by that. I mean, that looked beautiful in 4K, and the Atmos on that is stunning.
Yeah.
The second one, interestingly, looks amazing, but I didn't think was referenced either looking or sounding, although it was really, really good.
Yeah.
So I am curious on this. I wonder if there's a little bit of familiarity breeding contempt a little bit. It's kind of seen it now. So it's got to work that much harder to wow you
Yes.
a story and as a home theater experience, because we've already had this twice before.
Yeah.
And so I do wonder if that might be, it's the law of diminishing returns, isn't it? It's kind of, you wow me once, great, but wow me twice or three times, you really got to go to town on that.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't seem to have any obvious technical leaps that
No.
the first one obviously had, with in terms of the first sort of
The
movie of this
3D
type.
and
Yeah, and then the second one, of course, with all the water and all that kind of stuff. This one doesn't quite seem to, fire doesn't seem to be, it just isn't the same, because of course we've seen fire, we've seen explosions in this world, we've seen all that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen fire, we've seen them set fire to things, we've seen them do all that. So I think so if the new idea here is, well, there are some air ones, and then you've got some fire, clans. It's not, it's just not that hook. It's not that I've got to see that. And again, we talked about this. And so, so I must admit, I mean, I'm seeing there $13.99. I'm going to buy it for that, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. But I think I'm going to be like you. I think I'm going to be, okay. The longer this goes on, the less interested I am in this. And 3 hours and 17 minutes is a long time. So to try and keep and sustain a story, bearing in mind, this is 3 hours for the first one, 3 hours for the second one. So we're now pushing 9 and a bit hours in this world. And so you've got to work hard to keep someone's interest in that time. So we will see.
And that's just it. It's like, I mean, as far as picture quality, audio, all of that, like you said, we've gone past the days of just needing to have an Atmos track to impress us, right? You have to do something with it. It's not like, it's not like back when I had, you bought Casper on Laserdisc because it had a good audio track. It didn't do anything special. It just had a really good audio track, because at the time they were doing something that really hadn't been done, like Strange Days did the same thing. And back at that time, that was, amazing. You keep doing the same thing, that just doesn't impress. And that's what makes it more impressive when the artist can find a way to impress you. And I feel like Cameron is like, how many people have said, like, okay, can we get over the advertising? Because we can't wait for him to do something new and wow us with that. And, and that's what, it's a credit. That's what makes Christopher Nolan so unique. It's like he just keeps doing different things, like movies about different things that you're like, to the point that you do Tenet and you're like, what is this even about? But it's like, that's just it. He got you to talk about it. He's like, I don't even know.
Yeah, which is what he said, isn't it? I don't have the answers.
I don't know. Watch it a few times, and I've watched that every time I was intrigued. You can watch that like 8 times, and you're like, going into it, you're like, I still don't know what I know. I don't know. But here, and then you have Cameron on the other hand. He's his third movie, and you're like, it's kind of the same. Like it's the exact opposite of what Nolan's doing with that, and it's like,
quite. Well, it's going to be interesting to see whether we get any more. I think the jury's still out a bit on that. So I think I know the jury's still out on that. Again, Disney. So I know that there's a halt on this and others. We'll see how it does on home video and that kind of thing. But I got a funny feeling, and I don't know for sure, but I know certain things, but I've got a funny feeling that the sun's going to set on Avatar somehow. I think Cameron wants out, and I think Disney are kind of thinking, $500 million on a movie, really? We'll see, but it's all being looked at. Already, yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Deej, you have at least piqued my interest, so I'm definitely gonna buy that, because I'm looking forward to seeing it.
It's a must own as a home theater enthusiast. You gotta see it. So
it would have to go some to make me not want to buy the disc. I'm looking forward to trying it out. Alrighty.
All right. What do you want to do next?
Should we do that one that you hovered the cursor over earlier? That one that's in the middle there again on the right, next to the one we'll talk next week. That's the one. That one. That's it. Yeah. The title is in that image, but it's very hard to see.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I see it. I see it. All right. Let's hit it.
Right then, and I know Paul Hurt in the chat wanted to talk about this as well a few weeks back.
Mhm.
All right, so you won't. It's not easy to see in that image, but I promise you, it's there. This is
Oh, yeah.
the movie we talked about on St. Patrick's Day.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's right on the right side. Yeah.
It is. So this is the Jack O'Connell movie 71, or indeed apostrophe 71,
Mhm.
but yeah, 71. And this is only on Blu-ray. It's not available on 4K anywhere, as far as I know. If it does drop in 4K or anyone knows of it, do let me know, because I will pick that up very quickly indeed. And this was in DTS HD 5.1. And okay, so this, as I say, is a movie we briefly touched upon a couple of weeks back on St. Patrick's Day. So the idea here is we have Jack O'Connell is playing a British squaddy, a British soldier. He is young. He's still very, very new. Some suggestion that this might be special forces, but I actually don't think that it is. And if it is, they're not very well trained yet. So he's very, very young, and we know initially that we get he's got. It's never very clear. I think it's a younger brother who appears to be in care, and Jack O'Connell is obviously also, we find out early, has been in the care system as well, so foster care system, and has obviously had quite a rough ride of it. So he then is sent with his squad to Belfast in 1971, in the height of the Troubles, and he is then sent very quickly, while having arrived, to deal with and to help the RUC. So that's the Royal Ulster Constabulary, that's the police, to conduct some raids, some searches. So the soldiers go along to support them, and very quickly the situation gets out of control, and he is left behind. And the squad disappears and escapes, and he finds himself then in Belfast, the height of the Troubles, in IRA territory, and the story then goes from there. And it's a thriller. It's a psychological thriller. It is as tense as all hell, and it's a really hard look at life at that time. There is violence, there is gore, there is guts, there are young people who are killed in this, as well as adults. It's uncompromising, it's unflinching, and tense as all hell. Now, I've seen this about 3 or 4 times, and even this most recent time, I felt the heart rate going. It's an exceptional film. It's really, really good. And I highly recommend it. And I see Paul here saying, that it's a solid movie. Yeah, I mean, solid is a good term. I think it's better than solid. I think it's a really good movie, an excellent movie, frankly. So there we go. So Jordan's just saying he'll tell me if it ever hits 4K. Thanks, Jordan. Cheers, mate. Okay, so now the home theater presentation. So it is only 1080p. But it's deliberately desaturated. It's deliberately giving a mood. Either this has been shot on film, or they've shot it digitally and then put artificial grain and stuff on there to give it the 70s vibe. But it looks great. It looks drab. You're not going to want to visit Belfast after you've seen this movie, because it all just looks like a war zone. I mean, obviously that was back then, but it's not an advert for the Irish Tourist Board. This one won't make you want to visit the home country, Deej.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to see that for this, or this for that. But it still looks really good. It's very detailed. Lots of it's shot in cobbled streets and brick streets. All that's really detailed, and then again the brickwork looks very detailed. The blood is deep red and fairly unpleasant, as are the brains and the guts and the gore. But it's there. And in fact, this is quite a nice example of how 1080p can still look very, very good, even if you're used to watching 4K. And again, this might be suggested as one of those that says, actually, you don't need 4K. But, I'll still pick it up if it comes out in 4K. So what do I know? So it's nice and detailed, and it's not terribly colorful because it's been desaturated deliberately. The audio is very good. Obviously, I watched it in Neural X. Gunshots sound fairly decent. There's lots of echoing as they're walking around these empty streets. The bass is maybe a bit lacking, but it's not a blockbuster movie. This is not supposed to rearrange your viewing room. there is an explosion at one point which comes out of nowhere and is very traumatic. That doesn't reach right into the depths of bass response. It's bassish, but it's not meant to be. This is not Avatar. This is not a big budget movie at all. And so, you don't go into it expecting home theater heaven. You're not going to get that. But what you will get is a solid presentation of a very, very good film. And I recommend it, DJ. I think you said, didn't you, that it was on Kaleidoscape, or it was on, or it was available over there,
I
or
don't know
was
if
it?
it's
I can't
on
remember.
Kaleidoscape.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
But if you can,
it's on
if you can get
Blu-ray.
it, if you can get it and you can see it,
Oh yeah, it
it's
is on
well worth
Kaleidoscape
seeing.
in SD.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
yeah.
no, don't do
That's
that.
what
Don't
you
do
said.
that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't
No,
do that.
but if you can find a Blu-ray at a sensible price, or it's available to rent or stream
yeah,
somewhere.
it's $25, $26.
That's quite a lot. Is that the English version? That's a lot for an American one, isn't it? For a Blu-ray? Wow. I wonder if that's imported, because that's high, isn't it?
Oh, that's a B2. That's a hang on a second. Let me see.
If it's region 2 or B, that's English. That's the UK version.
Yeah, these are all not players. So it won't. Yeah, these ones here on Amazon are saying they won't play in North America.
Yeah, so region B locked. So you need a multi-region player. Well, if you can, it's bound to be available to rent or to buy digitally, and I don't think you'd lose too much from that. But I would genuinely recommend people see it if you can. And Jack O'Connell's such a good actor anyway, and he's particularly good in this. And he has to go to some fairly unpleasant places in this, metaphorically and literally. It's really worth seeing if you're a fan of his as well, and who isn't. So it's well worth seeing. I really did enjoy revisiting this. It's not a celebratory Patrick's Day movie,
Yeah,
but it's very, very good, and I did enjoy it a great deal. So yeah, I recommend this.
yeah, it's on DVD. You can get that.
don't do
here,
that.
But that's
Don't
the
do that
same as
either.
getting the SD. Yeah, it'd be like getting the
Yeah.
SD version.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah. Paul's saying he wouldn't be surprised if it didn't get a US release. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, it's because I understand that the politics over here, and when I say, I don't mean literal politics, but the politics of the time over here are very different to, I mean, particularly the East Coast of the US, of course. And I could see that this film would play very differently over there.
Yeah.
And I think that some, I'm not saying I would, and I'm not saying why, but I see that some over there might find this triggering in not the right way. So I can see how a distributor might get a bit nervous about releasing this over there, not for any propaganda purposes or anything like that, just because of the nature of how they approach it.
I thought somebody said it was streaming too.
Okay. Well, if it is, it's what then no excuse.
Yeah. It's funny because that's one of the things you can, like, I could do with this Zapiti.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
I can get, because that's not region lock. You just get it download, and you upload it to your files, and it just plays through the Zapiti.
Yeah. Paul's mentioning the image, but apologies for the rubbish image. It's moving menus. That was the only one I could get just quickly. But yeah, it genuinely is worth seeing, and I'd be curious to know what you make of it, Deej. Again, from your own personal standpoint, as I am with any movie that you see. I always want to know what you think of it, but also your particular with your background too, and your frame of reference. It would be interesting to see what you think of it as well. But it's a hell of a movie. It works as a thriller as well as an interesting movie. So it's definitely worth seeing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. See if it is streaming anywhere. But I'll look into it. It.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's what I think. And Jordan says here, it's he said it's like how some US war films he says it's like how the UK doesn't have some US war films because the political themes are seen differently. Yeah, I mean, that does play into it, and especially these days, because of course distributors are wary of that. No one wants to get picketed. No one wants to get sued.
Right.
And I think that it can definitely be seen two ways. It's the same way in Germany. And again, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but there are a number of Second World War movies that never made it to Germany because of their frames of reference as well, and I understand that completely. So that's that kind of thing with this. I would say over there, if there is an issue,
you could get it on YouTube, rent it or buy it. I think it was like $3.
Oh, okay, but that'll be SD as well.
On YouTube to watch it. What's that?
That'll be SD as well, wouldn't it?
No, HD.
Oh, okay.
HD on YouTube.
All right.
Yep, on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you could sort of
Uh,
split it up and then have a bit of bright side in between.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, looking at it right now. But yeah. Yep.
I'd be
Yeah, so
really
it's
curious to see
possible.
what you make of it. It's one of those films that really will trigger discussion about right, wrong, who's doing what, when, where, and why, and
Right.
also the ending as well is not a very clean ending either. In fact, if anything, it's actually quite a downbeat ending.
Yeah,
It's
so
worth
hour
well
and
worth
40
seeing.
minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
looks like
yeah.
it. Yeah, I don't want to hit play on it because it'll stop playing here. But
We'll come back in an hour and 40 each.
I don't want to click on it right now. But
No, don't do that.
But it's
Yeah.
showing it on YouTube. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
But
Okay.
cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Fab.
I am intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. All right. What do you want to do? You want to wind up with this one?
I was going to say, which is it's got to be, isn't it? Because I know you really loved that, and it was your suggestion that I returned to see it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go on. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Let me see. Actually, let me see here for a second. Boom. Get that. Where did it go? I have the image. I'm just looking for it. Okay. Yes.
It's important that we are real human beings.
Yeah.
It always sounds to me though, when you hear the music, it sounds like she's singing "Real Human Being." I don't know why. Once I had that in my head, I couldn't shake that.
All right.
Hey, Michael, good. Right, have you got the cha-ching ready, Deej, a minute?
Oh yeah, hang on.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, good man. Yeah, well done, Mike. Just
There
says,
we go.
just bought Mimic. Cheers, Steve. Good man, Michael. Let me know what you think of it. Okay, I need to know. Right, there we go.
All right. All right. We are into Drive from 2011. Ryan Gosling, a Ryan Gosling vehicle. Get it? See what I did there? And yeah, it's on Kaleidoscape, 4K, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, all of the fun. And after, did I see this before? I think I saw it before. I think you
did too.
Hail Mary.
Yeah, it's a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, I hadn't seen this in so long, but the home theater experience of this was absolutely. What did I say to you? I said
Gravity.
Gravity. It's because this is one of those movies that it's the absence of sound. And the way they did that in Gravity too, and it's like the way they do that in this, it's just, I mean, it's just, I the entire time with this, I was just captivated with the sound, the picture, I mean, a lot of I actually want to go back and see it now again on the OLED, because the nighttime, the things that he was, the way they use the picture to tell this story in him, and then you also have the other part that got the story in that you have he's walking around with the scorpion on his back, right? And I love that. What is it? A parable or whatever? The frog and the scorpion. And the nature of all of this stuff, and that's what this movie is about. And then it's just the entire thing. It's just I'd forgotten how good this movie is, and just sitting down to watch it again just because of the whole Ryan Gosling thing. And you're just like, it blew me away. I was just blown away by it. And then obviously you and I texting, and then you started to watch it. So
it was great. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, I now this is Jordan mentioned in the chat. He's got the second sight 4K collector's edition of that. This is what I've got. So it's 4K UHD, Dolby Atmos. So I've had it 2 or 3 years. I think I reviewed it briefly on the show. In fact, I know I did because I remember talking about it. So it was a pleasure to view it again. But I think most of the populace, Deej, bear in mind this is 15 years ago. Where has that time gone?
Yeah.
I think most of the populace has forgotten this. And I think because Ryan Gosling, man, he is quickly becoming one of the best actors of his generation. In terms of versatility, because if you think about it, since this, and he's a hard man in this. There's no levity in this. There's no frivolity in this. There's no real lightness to him in this. The journey he's been on is an actor.
He barely
speaks.
Think of,
well, quite indeed, yeah. The strong silent type, absolutely. But if you think about Barbie, and you think about The Fall Guy, and you think about La La Land, and you think about all of these movies, and of course Hail Mary, where it's comedic and he's light and he's funny and he's and all this stuff. It's incredible to then go back to this and then experience Gosling, the serious actor. And I thought it was quite striking. And I've seen this movie many times, number of times.
Yeah.
And I was quite struck by that. As soon as it starts, like, oh yeah, do you know what? I'd forgotten just how tough he is and how straight he can be, and I mean that in the literal, not the other sense. How he can be in this, and I was really struck by that. And again, and I know the movie, I've seen it, so he was really good. And the movie's fantastic. I mean, I think it's a unique movie. It's almost exploitation, I would say, very Tarantino. Albeit not with him with the dialogue. Right. The others have got the dialogue rather than him, but very Tarantino inspired. Nicholas Winding Refn might get irked by that, but I think the Tarantino style is very fair in this. Yeah. But I think that's really good.
Very noir.
Exactly. Yeah, fair. Yeah, that might be more than exploitation. In fact, that might be the better way of describing it. But it's a hell of a film, and it rattles along, and everybody's great in this. I mean, I'd forgotten Bryan Cranston was in it, and I had forgotten that. Of course, and he's great in that as well. I mean, in his, comeuppance, spoiler alert, people, is really like tough as well. That's like, oh God, whoa, okay, yeah, that's no fun. And obviously, and again, I'd forgotten about what's his face, another Guillermo del Toro guy. Who's the guy who's the sort of the brother? Oh, his name. Who was in Hellboy? What's his name? Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman. Oh,
Ron Perlman.
Right. Yeah, he's great in it too. And really tough in this as well.
Albert Brooks.
Very unlikable. Yeah, well, quite. And he's
that
great. He's not used to that.
Nope.
Being so hard. So I loved the film. I really did. But the presentation again of this is exceptional. I agree with you. I mean, I'm almost at a loss to kind of to pick out any one scene because it looks great from start to finish. But the nighttime shots over the dark streets, again, the lights in the windows. I mean, I love that shot in the. I keep wanting to call them the Barons. That's from it. But the scene in the kind of in the creek, where you've got the leaves and the trees, and you've got the sun coming through the leaves. And it's glinting on the water, and that's almost eye reactive, and that looks beautiful and just dreamlike, which is what that entire sequence is kind of like. This is his. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. It's almost dreamlike. That to me says this is what his other life could be. But it's not. But he's not going to get that because that's not real life, and so I think that's all kind of dreamlike in a deliberate way, and it looks just fantastic. And then the sound again, I agree with you. I think this runs the gamut of real, proper, action. The helicopter circling overhead. The engines gunning it, squealing the tires, all the rest. You get the action, and then you get the quietness of it as well, and the stillness that comes from it. So it does run the gamut of all these different types of audio experience. It's fantastic. I mean, it's a great movie. Awesome home theater, and well worth picking up. With apologies to those in the chat who are like, "Oh God damn it, here we go again, another one to buy." Sorry.
Well, again, it's like you have the Atmos and everything. It's like you have that opening chase, right? Like you said with the helicopter and stuff, and it's like they kind of went and that's why I said it's like Gravity, where there's nuance to these scenes. There's so much detail in using the room, using the sound in the room where there's absence of sound, but when they do put sound in, it's very, very poignant. But that opening, like that chase, is like it's the opposite of like Baby Driver. Right, where Baby Driver is like you got the music, you've got the surround. The room is alive. Where it's more they went for almost like more of a realistic tone, and that it's like, okay, this is what it sounds like. There's some quiet parts. There's like, and the way the dynamics of this movie bringing you up and down, and the sound going up and down, and same with the picture. It's like, I feel like a lot like we had with Nightcrawler too, right?
Mm.
And it's I think that was the other reason we did this one, was our LA theme going here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then, like you said, the violence in this too was also, it was heightened by the sound. Like there was some, like they show in like in my image here from the Kaleidoscape, it's like, and it's the poster that we all know of him with the hammer, and the things he did with that hammer. And it's like, it's very, I mean, the violence it's graphic, but I think where your wincing comes from, I think is the audio from it. And it's, I mean, it is very, very, and they kind of lead you up to it knowing what's going to happen and everything. And it's just like, but it is a weird home theater juggernaut, if I can use that again. Like you wouldn't expect it, because it's so, I don't know if subdued is the word, but it's just it's just so good. At the end, you're just like, oh my God, did that just happen? Did that, like, you're just intrigued the whole way through. And it's excellent. I mean, how long is it? It's like, it's not even like, it just isn't like an hour and a half or so, isn't it? Like,
It's a short,
quick.
again, which suggests noir and exploitation. They're short, no pretension to you, to be anything other than what it is. But it's almost like a noir or an exploitation movie, but shot as like an A-list film. Just shot within an inch of its life. Really
and
good.
And then, like I said, don't sleep on that scorpion thing. That I loved when I learned that, and I'm like, oh,
cool jacket.
The cool jacket. But then, the frog and the scorpion, like, that's what you're gonna do. You are who you are. And that's kind of what this is. It's not kind of, that's what this is. It's like what you're dealing with. So,
and this is certainly a different interpretation of a Hollywood stuntman to the Fall Guy.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it's absolutely. It's it's really, really, and I thought that was funny too. I'm like, oh yeah, he's a stuntman in this too. It's so funny. So, but all right. All righty. So there we go. On time, Steve. We're gonna get you to bed on time.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's much needed.
Yeah. So, but we have plenty left over for next week. Plus, we'll have more in our. I've already got another one for our Los Angeles theme. Already have that.
I have too, actually. Yeah, I have as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You've had that one. You've had that one for a while.
Yeah.
And I got another one. Still haven't talked about this one yet, which I had a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, which I reviewed. Yeah. Oh
yeah. And that,
yes,
I mean, it's a quick review of that one, but it's fun. It's just
it won't
so
be
fun. Yeah, well, true.
What else to say about that? It was great.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, no, we've got more Ninja ones to come. Another couple of Ninja. I've got Pray for Death and Ninja Assassin in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I think now that I've got The Killer and Hard Boiled, and I've got another new Hong Kong action movie that I have seen recently, which I want to talk about. I might do a little mini Hong Kong movie season, which is all fun. And as I said, I haven't seen The Killer and I haven't seen Hard Boiled, so I will fix that. So that's another one to do. And again, we've got our LA season kind of bubbling nicely.
Yeah.
So it's great. Following the themes,
plenty to do, and looking forward to this one that is arriving tomorrow.
No,
it has piqued
looks great.
my interest.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah. I saw what you said
really
on
good.
Twitter. Like, didn't you say something like Guilty Pleasures or something like that? And it was, when that movie came out, it was the first of there was another one to go along with it.
Same summer.
Same summer. Like, here you go. But yes, I did. I love that one. I love both the actors in that. It's just such a fun movie. So I can't wait for that to show up tomorrow. Really,
we'll talk about that next week. Should we tell people what it is, or should we? I mean, I have put it on Twitter.
Let them see if it piqued their interest. So
okay, fair enough. You go looking on Twitter then, people.
And yeah, exactly. Go look on Twitter and see guilty pleasures,
Alrighty.
piqued my interest, all that good fun stuff. So all right, that will do it for this week. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Lively chat. Which
A little bit too lively initially.
yeah, it's getting interesting. It's like that's when it's like people are dropping in from out of nowhere. But yeah, so thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to all the patrons. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for the support last week too. Everybody showing up. Tell your friends also about the that panel. There's a lot of information there, so I appreciate all the support on that last week. That was great. So until next time, you know what you got to do.
Go push play.
What he said.
That's right.
Hey, Fred.
This has been a Hey Fred production with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.